OBS wants to work correctly. There we go. We'll see if I end up losing internet in tonight's stream. Time will tell. But yeah, I want to get right down to business tonight. I want to get over this COVID cough. Jesus Christ. So last night during the draft, I did okay. That's the best way to put it. Chat had their best draft yet, easily. Dimma, I was gonna wait until everything was done at the same time, but you know what? I said, fuck it. Let's just update stuff, you know? So that was the plan. Yeah, Chad had a really good draft. Things are looking good. There is a very strong chance that you guys could make the playoffs this year. Currently in a wild card spot in the National League. I am a game out of the AL wild card as well, so this is going to be a very interesting run moving forward. Before that, contract extensions that we have to worry about. Given that he is declining, can't imagine you guys will be signing Jonah Heim, and you're not going to be signing Sam Huff either, because yeah, you got old Dinger McPiss Missile and Drew Romo who are ready to go. First base, Elehuris Montero. If he's cheap, yeah, you probably want to let him go. You probably want to let him go. That is too much money for a backup right there. So you're probably losing Montero as well. Pablo Sanchez Dos. Obviously, you guys need to look to re-sign. If you can get him for that 5-year deal and the arbitration money, I'm going to guess he's going to say, I don't want to sign for that long. No, he did. Well, there you go. You just got him signed for a very long time on a great contract. If you guys can get old Cam Cauley signed to a good deal too, there you go. So, Dimma, indeed I will. Indeed I will. Leover Pagero has been amazing this year, but of course you signed Anthony Volpe. There's no reason to pay $10 million to a backup, so you're going to be letting that particular player go. No reason to spend that much money. Shout out to Daniel for the 1 year on the primer. Daniel, thank you very much for that. Very much appreciated. Welcome back. And I'm glad you were looking forward to this, because I was as well. Wyatt Langford. Obviously, you guys need to sign. You'll be able to get him for dirt cheap on arbitration if you'll take it. So, yeah, Dim, I can see why that would be a rarity. I can see. There you go. Wyatt Langford is back. And then Nolan Jones is the big one for you guys to decide if that's a guy that you want to bring back. He's done well this year. You know, wants mid-teens in terms of money per year. Millions per year. However, he wants term. You're going to have to overspend to keep him. You are going to have to overspend to keep him, especially if you only give him like 3 years. You are going to have to overspend to keep him. Big time. We're talking by like $5 million bucks. You're going to have to overspend big time to keep Nolan Jones. So that'll be a decision to make. Tony Santillan wants absolutely nothing money-wise. So shout out to Soap, 33 months.
Jeez, highly unnecessary.
Soap, thank you very much for that. How the heck are you tonight? There's no reason to not go after old Santillan here. 3-year deal's not too bad. $2 million a year? There you go. Ian Hamilton, definitely going to be worth keeping for you guys. Probably like a 1-year deal, to be honest, just to overpay him. Even then, you don't even have to overpay him. He's happy to be there. Okay, he does want a 2-year deal. Club option. Here's the salary. Give him 6. There you go. It's not a bad deal. And then Mason Miller, who you guys picked up earlier this season. Okay, that sounds about right. You guys picked up Mason Miller in a trade earlier this year. And there you go. Keep him for dirt cheap. Depending on what Griffin Canning wants financially, that's also not bad to keep him around. You would have to overpay to keep him. He's declining. His season hasn't been that great. Yeah, you should probably hold off then. Ryan Rollison. No reason to not keep him for dirt cheap. You'll have to go to arbitration with him. And then Forrest Whitley. You'll have to go to arbitration with him as well. So the big question is basically Nolan Jones. And whether or not you guys want to overspend to keep him around. You know, if you get rid of him, it's slotting in Yanquiel Fernandez in right next year, and that's not too bad. Not at all. So that decision can be made later on in the off season. For myself, 20 million is not an overpay for Nolan Jones. But would that 20 million be better spent on somebody else? That's the question. You know, you brought in Anthony Volpe last year. Again, would it be better spent somewhere else? I am going to be going to arbitration for the vast majority of these guys. Probably not going to overpay for Bobby Dahlbeck because he's falling off a cliff. Thanks. Jacob Gonzalez. Can I get you on those arbitration years already? Can I rob you of some money? Yes, I can. Mr. Jimenez. I don't know what I'm going to do with you yet. He's been awesome 2 years in a row, though. He has been awesome.
That was pretty cool, I guess.
And then Gavin Sheets and Wright. Mr. Jimenez. Honestly, I mean, not the worst player to bring back. If I can get him. Shout out to Ensbell. 5 months of crime. Yeah? You care to incriminate yourself and go into details? Oh, man. All right. Taps or not taps? Deb, what did you send me here? Patrick Duvall, 18-year-old starting pitcher, 65 overall, 99 potential. Damn. That's a very good player late in the draft. Mr. Jimenez. Son of a bitch. 8.5. There we go. Bring him back. Gavin Sheets. Might be able to get for cheap. Club option. That way I can basically get you on a one-year deal. Gavin, for the love of God. There we go. There we go. Taps, you did. I saw what you posted on Twitter, basically. Pitchers. Edwin Diaz. Still hasn't been amazing, but if I can get him for dirt cheap, I should. He has no interest in coming back here at all. Holy shit. Edwin does not want to be in Colorado. Whew. Well, that is fine. I will likely let you go. Joey Barlow, you're dirt cheap. Right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. I might be losing some people here. I might be losing some people. Let's see, Mr. Schultz wants to be the ace of the staff, huh? Can't really guarantee you that, but I'll sign you for now. And then Jared Schuster. Don't you mean Chicago instead of Colorado? I do. I sure do. I misspoke because I'm a terrible streamer. Confirmed. Wow, that guy actually accepted that deal. All right, so we'll both have some extra players that we have to worry about at the end of the season, but for now, we get to focus on whether or not playoff baseball is happening for the very first time, and it's certainly looking like it. September 1st, the Rockies at 77 and 59, currently occupying the top wild card spot in the National League. Barring a brutal collapse, you guys are making the playoffs for the first time. On the other side, It's been a bit of a rougher stretch for the White Sox. I'm now 4 games back. We've been struggle busting over the past little bit. Yeah, K-Town, my internet went out of nowhere, so. Okay, well, now that September call-ups actually matter, given that we might want to try to win, let's see if you guys want to move anything around with your roster here. Drew Romo might actually be ready to go. Actually, Sam Huff's been pretty good this year. Yeah, Drew Romo and Dinger McPissmissile are both going to be ready to go for next season. First base, obviously, you guys are still good in that regard. You did get rid of a AAA option, so Grant Levine can be bumped up. Second base, Short King is hurt down in triple. You could call up one of the 2 younger guys at second base instead of getting Cameron Cawley that time. Bernabel is actually higher rated than Tug McGroin at this point. Cody, you missed the window. We already got going. Let's see. Who else do you guys have that you could call up? Ooh, Mountain Oyster. Dude, Mountain Oyster could be a great September call-up to get that guy some time. That could be damn good. He's up to a 79. 78 for Benny Montgomery. And Nolan Jones, of course. Well, it makes sense to call up a pitcher. Moorhead Longwood, Rusty T. Shackelford looking better. Does Tug always see potential? No, his potential has dropped. He's kind of capped out as a low-end starter. Decent starter, not quite low-end. Certainly not elite. So let's see, Riley Pint could get the call up. Or you could go for Chris McMahon. McMahon hasn't even been doing well in AAA, though. Probably makes sense to just call up Riley Pint as the pitcher. He's already on the 40-man as well. So yeah, the big question is then who to call up. And normally we leave it up to the AI, but you could go with Short King, 283 average in AAA. Cash considerations has done okay in triple. Honestly, Mountain Oyster. This guy might really benefit. But then again, you'd have to put him on the 40-man early. Who's already on the 40-man that's not on the Major League roster? Benny Montgomery then's probably the better call-up. Yeah. All right. Well, that's a better way for you guys to go. Call up Benny Montgomery for September. For myself, I might need to make some changes to who is actually on the roster because we are not doing well. Diego Cartaya made that change to get him at catcher. He is not doing well at the plate. Honestly, I think he's lost his spot. Jefferson should be the starter again. Ender with the 25er.
It's not that much damage, really.
Oh, that's time traveler. I don't know when you're going to end this thing. I will stick with content creation until you guys are sick of me and the wheels fall off, okay? That's how long that's going to be. So, whether or not it's 5 more years, 5 more months, I don't know. But I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon at the very least. But who knows? I might die. You never know. The wheels haven't fallen off. Okay, so the wheels... Okay, so the wheels have fallen off. But somehow we're still moving forward. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. All right, thank you. We all might die too. Well, no, not. There's no might in there. Anyway, let's see. Edgar's done okay in triple. Do I send down Diego? Corey Lee's gotten some at bats here and there. I want to make sure that Jefferson's the starter. I think he is based on the at-bats, though. He is the starter. Diego plays against lefties, honestly, so I'll leave that as it is. First base, Michael Bush. Bobby Dahlbeck has dropped 6 overall points since I've acquired him, which is ridiculous. But we'll leave him as is. Who are the obvious September call-ups here? It'll pretty much depend on who's already on the roster. But, again, I don't quite know if we're going to be able to make the playoffs. We will see. Does very much look like the Rockies will make it, though. So off to the 40-man. Edgar Caro could get the call-up. Corey Lee. Jared Schuster as a starter. Oscar Colas. You know what? Let's go with Schuster and Colas, which sounds like a law firm. And we'll see what happens. Chats Rockies 2.5 games back of the Dodgers, who you do play in the final series of the season. You did just lose back-to-back games to Baltimore, though. Let's sim a week and see where things stand. Still 2 games back of the Dodgers. For myself, 4.5 games out of the wild card. It's looking like Chat's going to be the first team to make the playoffs. Let's sim for the following Sunday. I ended up with an injury. No, you ended up with an injury. Excuse me. I am blind. You couldn't tell. Honestly, Jordan Beck. Bump up Jordan Beck. Was it Nolan that got hurt? I mean, yeah, you would have seen it. Yep, it was. Shoulder pull. He's only out for a week or two. That will hurt your chances, though, of claiming that division title. Rockies 1.5 games back. You're right. Yeah, the background. Thank you for that. Rockies are 1.5 games back. Second wild card spot behind Philly. Still looking good that you guys are going to make the playoffs. For my White Sox, 6 games back, it's not going to happen. So the White Sox have improved, but we're not quite good enough yet to make the playoffs, whereas you guys will be able to do so. Honestly, just head back over to Jordan Beck. Yeah, I mean, if you lose him on waivers, whatever, he's a pure depth option for you. So let's see. Will any of our minor league ball clubs make the playoffs for the first time? The answer is no. Let's see. The Rockies out of nowhere. 2 games up on the Dodgers. You might just win the NL West, Chat. You have clinched a playoff spot for the very first time. The White Sox, very, very close to being eliminated. Very close. I got 3 games against the Angels. You got 2 games against St. Louis. 3 games against St. Louis. St. Louis wins the series. You are now tied with the Dodgers heading into the final 3 games of the season against the Dodgers. For me, eliminated. No playoffs for the White Sox. It all comes down to Chat, who lose game 1 against the Dodgers, who win game 2. The division comes down to game 162. Who will win the NL West? Who will be the wild card team? Wow. Well, this might as well be a playoff game. It might as well be. As we do, we go to quick manage. It's a home game for the Rockies. The winner takes the division title. And you guys get your ace, Hunter Brown, on the mound for this. Let's see what happens. Let's see. We'll simulate some half innings here. See how this goes. 1-0 Dodgers, 1-1. Still 1-1. Still 1-1. We go to the 9th. Oh, that's right. Hunter Brown stays in the whole time if we do that. That's why we didn't used to do that. Well, regardless, we're going to jump in. We're going to watch it play out. Why not? Let's watch this play out. and see what happens and see if you guys are winning this division title a little bit ahead of schedule, as obviously we will not be in control of this. Give me 1 second to move up here so that nothing is cut off, and we will go right to the middle. See how it plays out, as your manager is leaving Hunter Brown in still, at least for the moment.
The next to hit takes low for a ball.
So the question is, who will get that first round, potential first round bye? We don't know what the other divisions are looking like.
And now 2-0.
2-0 count to James Outman. And you guys take a division title away. 1 down in the top of the 9th.
That play won't be trending on social media later on, but it's still important.
I love those purple unis, and there you go. There is the change. So Hunter Brown accidentally placed a little bit too much, but it was a hell of a performance for him. So you can't really complain too much about that.
Back with a new pitcher after this break.
We're going to commercial, bitches. Mason Miller gets the call. He's been good, man. 23 holds this year. He's been real good.
Isaac Paredes now.
Isaac Paredes. Sub 90 pitches in the 9th. That is a very good game. Can Mason Miller set you guys up for a win in the bottom of the 9th?
This one belts.
Nope! Holy fuck!
A gigantic blast. It's 2-1.
That ball was murdered.
Not wasting any time, and that is
Holy God! That ball was absolutely murdered. Whew. Well, with that, the Dodgers may have just won the division title in game 162.
Welcome to the game.
Wow.
First pitch out of the bullpen, a tough one. And you know he's just trying to get one in there for a strike. And on the other side as a hitter, it's a great time to be aggressive and let it fly.
448 feet to left.
Got to find a way to reset.
Now here is Dalton rushing.
Wow.
And that's outside. 1-0.
Well, you guys can snap a 10-year playoff drought with the win. Not even with the win. You have snapped a 10-year playoff drought. It would just be the division title.
That misses. And the count is 2-0. The Rockies.
Riley Pint and Brewstar Gratterol.
Hard-throwing righty is up and loosening. Gratterol getting loose as well.
Warming up. Wouldn't be a game at Coors that had a long-ass home run. It's true. The 2-0 from Miller hits the zone.
That was absolute gas. Triple digits on the gun. It's just a different experience.
Miller again.
That go by.
This is off the inside. Ball 3.
Dodgers aren't really biting.
Right now, 1-run game here in the 9th.
We call streamers hex. It was incredible comedic timing for that home run. We'll just say that. Late game shutout for Christian Javier and the Red Sox. Final game of the season. That commentator just said the pitch was gas. He sure did. He sure did.
Swing and a miss.
Oof, that is a perfect fastball. 99 on the gun. That was a great pitch. That was a great pitch.
Anything with that in terms of getting the hands through and the sweet spot of the bat to the baseball.
All right, one more out needed.
And first offering is fouled off.
Again, it's game 162. Chat's Rockies heading to the playoffs for the very first time. The question is whether or not they'll do so as division winners. The winner of this game takes the division.
Here in the top of the 9th. Swing and a miss.
Good slider. Kind of gets you a look here too at this team before playoff time. Oh my God, what are you, me? you doing swinging at that for? Holy hell. Waluigi looks different. And Mason Miller shut him down. Hold with just 1 run allowed.
Next pitch is outside.
2-2. Desmond.
And another ball.
I mean, I know he swung at a bad fastball earlier, but yikes.
And a 3-2. And a base hit up the middle.
That's tough.
So he ends up.
It's tough to allow a hit there.
A lot of pitches. That was a good at bat.
Well, that'll make you feel good as a hitter right there. Everyone's trying to elevate the ball in today's game, but if you can hit
Mason Miller might not be the guy to call upon later on. Trey Sweeney.
Trey Sweeney. Lace down the line. Could be extra bases. Pajes round second on his way to third. Coming home. Volpe with a relay home. He will score. And they lead by 2.
Waste no time there. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel
well.
What you did at the plate. You trusted your hands.
You were competitive for the division.
Great work right there.
Up until the final game of the season.
Pitcher in the game for the Rockies, number 34. He last pitched 2 days ago.
Yikes. And here comes Riley Pint. A rough outing for Mason Miller. Pint trying to get the last out up against Mookie Betts.
First offering and it just misses.
Just sim it. You guys still might get it. You never know. You've earned the right for gameplay, all right? We've waited years for this.
Second with 2 down.
Years.
That one drilled left field. That's back there. Into the bleachers.
Okay, it's over.
He sends it out of here. It's their second home run of the inning. It's 5-1. That's their 3rd home run of the game.
They're having a lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got the long ball working for them on autopilot.
Wow.
That was one of those home runs where you really don't know if he got enough of it off the bat. I mean, he put a good swing on it clearly, but I wouldn't say he really got the sweet spot on the bat. The exit beat.
And the Dodgers take the division title, winning game 162, 5-1, after a 4-run top of the 9th. Featuring Luis Robert Jr. All right, well, the Rockies are off to the playoffs. Just not the way they would have preferred. But what's done is done. That was rough. That was rough. But there is the confirmation. My White Sox finished 10 games under 500. Unfortunately. But your Rockies will play the Philadelphia Phillies in the wild card. As we'll move back over here. So you can see it is Philadelphia, Colorado, Cubs and Brewers. You got the Braves and Dodgers, of course, that advanced. On the other side, Houston, Tampa, Minnesota, New York, LA of Anaheim, and the defending world champion Boston Red Sox. So we'll see what happens there, but we'll take a full look at the stats and everything like that in a moment. Again, to miss out on the division title by 1 game, certainly a rough way to go. Best season for each of our 2 clubs, respectively. Again, we'll get a look at the stats in a moment. Although we'll look at the stats for my team, since they are very quickly going to be irrelevant. And yeah, Willie Villegas really is turning in to that ace for me. Good old Big Mac and Mills. What's going on? How are you guys? Welcome in. I mean, the pitching wasn't quite as good as it could have been. Unfortunately, that trade at first base really didn't work out too well for me. It was worth the risk, but yeah, Jairo Iriarte is probably not him. 37 saves for Brian Abreu this year. And then, old Edwin Diaz didn't do too much. Rocky's drafted me in road of the show. Enjoy Coors Field. Let's see, and unfortunately, another trade that I made, Diego Cartaya, was outplayed by Jefferson Quero, and that'll put me into an interesting situation moving forward at catcher. Bobby Dahlbeck, again, fell like 6 overall points, for God's sakes. Got the Sam Besser. Sam just gifting subs left and right tonight, my goodness. Sam, thank you very much for that, as always. And yeah, the story for my team this year, not bad. Certainly not good enough. Although Jimenez, Jesus Christ, the career resurgence he has had. Samuel Zavala, center, not bad. Fletcher is inconsistent this year. So I do want to take a look at the award winners as well. And then again, before the series, we'll take a look at the stats so you guys know who you might want to depend on. Would you believe it? Make it 3 in a row for Yordan Alvarez. Had I gotten him, I certainly would have made the playoffs, but instead he got that contract from the Astros. So, yeah. NL MVP was Ronald Acuna. Can't really disagree with it. It's very weird to see Gunnar Henderson not on Baltimore as well. Let's see, AL Cy Young. I let this man go in his late 20s after multiple mid-seasons. He then has further mid-seasons until at 32 years old, he just decides to win a Cy Young. Unreal. NL Cy Young goes to Sandy Alcantara. Which... yeah, I can see it. The lack of strikeouts compared to McClanahan, though. Batting title in the AL goes to Keibert Ruiz. Angels apparently have very good contact hitters. NL side goes to Ray Fernandez. 77 overall, Ray Fernandez. Fair enough. Hey, all right, Dick, you waited until 40. It's true. Reliever of the year, Antoine Kohler. And his amazing beard for the Yankees. I think Felix Bautista got robbed, clearly. But, all right. NL reliever of the year, David Bednar. How the fuck did Nick Sandlin not win it? Like, I get it values the ERA way too much. Way too much. How the hell did Sandlin, with 60 saves, not get it done? Back to back for David Bednar. Rookie of the year, Jan Kenzie? Don't tell me it's Jahan Kenzie. Jan Cena of Cleveland wins the AL Rookie of the Year. NL Rookie of the Year is Chat's first Rookie of the Year. It's Pablo Sanchez Dos. Pablo Sanchez gets the win 1 year after Jacob Gonzalez at second base won AL Rookie of the Year. Hank Aaron Awards to Acuna and Yordan. Gold Glove, hey, Andreas Olivo wins the Gold Glove, and Griffin Canning won a Gold Glove as well. Do we have other Gold Glove winners? Manzardo almost won it at first base. Imagine being 2 saves off the MLB record. Reliever of the year. That's what I'm saying. Gonzalez was up there. Well, it looks like our pitchers. And Anthony Volpe wins a Gold Glove at shortstop. That signing looks a bit better after that. Samuel Zavala for me in center field. So we both definitely had good defensive players. Not too worried about Silver Sluggers. Rockies heading to the playoffs. Again, we have a lot to decide for your roster in terms of who's actually going to get trusted here, though. Playoff time for Chat's Rockies. Best of 3 against the Philadelphia Phillies. We'll see how this looks in a moment, how they look in a moment. But first things first, we need to decide kind of what your roster is going to look like here for this one. Joe, thank you. There's a lot of new things, right? There's a lot of new things. We're updating things around here. Look at this. Isn't this pretty? Also, there's this. It's a goddamn moose. You know, after multiple years of not doing anything too much on the graphical side of things, you know, we finally paid some attention to it. Anyway, let's take a look at your roster here. Jonah Heim, this season, now he's in decline. You're letting him go at the end of the year. 706 OPS. Only 8 home runs as well. Oof. Daniel, I actually forgot to add it. Give me a little bit. Now, it called up Drew Romo for the playoffs. You can debate that. Of course, Romo played in AAA. Sam Huff in the majors, 8 home runs, a 739.
Oh, we're doing this again.
There's an argument, and shout out to one JFS for the follow. Not the follow, the fucking primer. 9 months. That's what I meant to say. I looked at the wrong thing. Thank you for the 9 months. It's a boy, and hopefully he's a better catcher than Jonah Heim was for you guys this year. Who do you want to go with? Again, you had Huff and Heim both at the major league level this year. Neither was particularly great. I don't know if you want to turn it over to Romo and Dinger this early, but you know, again, it would be Huff and Jonah Heim. Those are the 2 that were actually on the major league roster this year. If you just want to stick with it, I totally understand it. Romo's the fastest for him. I don't know if you want to bank solely on speed, but none of them are that fast. First base, Manzardo, Montero. That makes sense. Manzardo had 34 home runs this year with a 258 average. Montero, 307 average. Again, he's going to look to get paid in this subsequent season. Second base, the rookie of the year, Pablo Sanchez Dos. It does not have a depth second baseman, which isn't the worst thing in the world. You guys did have Cameron Cawley on the roster. To be honest, you could go with I'm a Mac, he's a PC. Or even Short King. Although, neither of them are actually on the 40-man, so never mind. It's going to have to be Cawley. That gets bumped back up. Bernabel, Tug McGroin. Bernabel had a 291 average this year. Tug had only a 235. So neither were particularly outrageous. Shortstops, Anthony Volpe in his first big year for you guys. 32 home runs. He loved life at Coors Field. He had his best statistical season at the plate in his career so far. And, of course, won his second Gold Glove. So, shortstop-wise, looking pretty good. In the outfield, Wyatt Langford had 31 home runs, 98 RBI. Yanquiel Fernandez had 25 home runs. He's turned into a great player for you guys. Oyster's not on the 40-man, so it won't be him this year. Max Clark, 60 RBIs, 250 average. Benny did not do anything with his September call-up chances, so he can be the one that gets dropped. And then Nolan Jones. Again, it's the big question. Do you guys give Nolan Jones the big bucks? Or look to dedicate that money to somebody else? Terms of the pitching staff. Camilo Duvall, down to an 84. The second you guys sign relievers, man, they fall off a cliff. He had 21 saves this year, 51 strikeouts to 18 walks, 329 FIPS. I mean, he wasn't that bad. But he has not been what you guys were advertised to get. See, 13 saves for Santillan. Santillan was bad this year. Bad. It is the Coors effect for sure. Do budgets change in this? I believe they do. I haven't noticed them not changing. But also, it's a different style of franchise, so we don't get a great look at it, you know? It has John Dowd on the playoff roster, which, yeah. I mean, Ian Hamilton, 51 strikeouts, 18 Ks. Ian Hamilton was awesome. Mason Miller. I would understand if you guys didn't like him too much after what just happened, but he is a solid reliever for you guys. Gilbreth, 90 strikeouts, 61 walks. He wasn't that good either. Gratterall, despite declining, he was okay. Chat calling for Miller to go. I mean, if you're going to get rid of Miller, you should get rid of Gilbreth as well, because that man's numbers weren't great. And then John Dowd didn't even play. How did Riley Pint do? I mean, obviously he didn't have the best impression either. Pint was awful. So Astros trash can is on the 40-man roster. So if you're going to send somebody down, is that official that you guys want to drop Mason Miller? Is that official? It would be Astros trash can who gets the call up for him. Don't drop Miller. Okay. Well, there you go. For the starters, Hunter Brown, sub-4 ERA. Lot of innings, nearly 200 on the season. Dollander, nearly a 5 ERA. I mean, the thing is, your roster is pretty much your roster. Even though Whitley was over that 5. It does have McMahon scheduled instead of Griffin Canning. Yeah, Canning was pretty bad this year, so honestly, it makes sense to put McMahon in. And then Feltner. Feltner was also bad. Okay, honestly, it makes sense to drop Gilbreth for trash can a lot. I'm gonna make the changes I would make based off of their numbers. If you disagree and want me to change something back, let me know. But I can't imagine there'll be too many people arguing that Ryan Feltner should be on your playoff roster. Even if it means some of these younger guys get the chance, you know? Rollison had a 4.42 ERA, 4.20 FIP. He was okay. And then McMahon didn't get a chance to pitch in the majors this year. Forrest Whitley, 4.29 ERA, 5.34. Honestly, Forrest Whitley should get dropped too. He was not good. Give Mezet the spot instead. So, I mean, the pitching for you guys is the big question. Can this current version of this pitching staff hold up? That is the big time question. You know, I mean, Jesus Christ, I didn't even notice Gratterall fell to a set. Dude, this guy's dropped 10 overall points in like 3 years. Seriously, you guys paid him, and then he said, fuck you, I'm not trying anymore. That's insane. So I think clearly we've learned a lesson for you guys, and that's not to sign too many relievers long term. We just need our starters to play all 9 innings. Big facts. Big facts. Let's take a look at the Phillies. See what they look like in this timeline. Starting pitching, it's Shane McClanahan and his band of merry men. Griff McGarry, Dan Thomas, a 35-year-old Aaron Nola, which is rough. We should not be deciding on calling up minor leaguers. I mean, Varg, the thing is, though, it's a best-of-3 series anyway. You're going to be relying on very few pitchers as it is to get through this series. Relievers, Bryce Wilson, James Karinchak, Orion Kerkering. Great name. Closer, David Bednar, and Giancarlo Ibar. That's a hell of a 1-2 punch. Wow. That's a hell of a 1-2 punch. At catcher, Samuel Basayo. Damn. He's not bad. He is not bad at all. Oh, God, the cough. First base, Owen Miller. 241 average this year, only a 77 overall. Nothing too crazy. Second base, Colin Hawk. The Hook. 82 overall, had a 289 average this year. Third base, 86 overall, Aiden Miller. This cough won't quit. I hate it here. I hate it. Shortstop, 35-year-old Trey Turner. Still rocking an 87 overall and nearly a 300 average. And Tucker Tolman. Looking all right. In the outfield, Helio Ramos. I remember when in this game they gave him like crazy fucking speed. Center field, Jaron Duran is there. 294 average, man. He turned into an absolute monster, didn't he? Johan Rojas also there. Dylan Cruz and George Valera. My God. And then in right, Tyler O'Neill. They don't have a bad team. This is going to be a very interesting and I'd argue close series. It is a best of 3 in the wild card. One of our two teams have finally made the playoffs. Game 1. On the road in Philly. Let's see, it'll be... I mean, the big question is Dollander versus Brown. I mean, Brown, honestly, you probably want to go Hunter Brown. The big question is who the hell ends up starting Game 3, which is probably Rollison. Any disagreements on Hunter Brown? He was your best pitcher all year long. Starting pitcher outside of the rate. I mean, that's the big question is how does Game 1 go? And can you guys take advantage of them once McClanahan's out? All right, you know what? Varg's making the call for Hunter Brown. So let's see. That is the lineup. Dose, Max Clark, Nolan Jones, Volpe, Langford, Peguero, Haim, Montero, and Bernabel. So Kyle Manzardo actually does not get the start. Which makes sense. He's better against righties than lefties, so it makes sense for Montero to be in. You do get quite a few decent bats off the bench, should they be needed. All right, well, let's see what happens here. Not a great start. Chat, you need to give me a directive here so I don't have to argue with you every time and wait every time for a vote. If someone has over 70 speed, when am I allowed to steal? Because me in this situation, I would steal. Everyone's saying swing though. Oh, now there's some late steal shouts. 1 out, Dimma says. If there's 1 out and 70 speed, I'm allowed to steal. All right, well, that's the directive. Volpe strikes out. Leadoff double for Trey Turner. He steals third. Brown gets out of it. 2-out single for Jonah Heim. Montero flies out. Let's see. Fielder's choice there. So scoreless through 2. Triple for Dose. Clark can't bring him in. Nolan Jones can't bring him in. A double again for Trey Turner. Another steal of third for Trey Turner. But again, Brown's out of it. 1 out double for Langford. Peguero brings him in. And hey, look at that. The 86 speed. Time to steal, baby. And he got caught. Jonah Heim walks. Montero flies out. Rockies are currently ahead, though. Tyler O'Neill's on. Oof. Brown gets out of it again. Had a strong game. 1 out double for Pablo Sanchez Dos. Nobody can bring him in. Brown is still in the green for energy. There's a sack bunt. And again, he's out of it. Volpe leadoff walk. We're going for it. 1 out or less. He gets the steal. Langford can't bring him home. Figueroa can't bring him home. Jonah Heim does bring him home. 2-0 Colorado. Sham make it 3. RBI double for Montero. And that will do it from McClanahan. Bernabel singles. Dose can't bring him home. Hunter Brown's still good to go for now. Unless you want to pull him out. I mean, energy-wise, he's still good. It makes sense for him to go. I mean, at least until the energy drops off. Is Hunter Brown starting this inning? Colorado up in game 1. Does Hunter Brown stay? Looks like it. Leadoff double for Miller. O'Neill flies out. Basayo's down. There's the first RBI. Is he still staying? You let him finish the business or what? Seeing out. Let him finish the inning. Yes. Finish the inning. Out. Pull him. Looks like it's going to be out. Well, your best reliever in this situation is either Hamilton, Doval, or Gratterall. Hamilton's obviously behind the webcam here. But Hamilton, Doval, or Gratterall, who has outperformed his overall. It's a righty no matter what, so that doesn't make much of a difference. Make Gratterall pitch for his job. It's torn right now between Gratterall and Hamilton. Looks like Bruce Starr is going to get the nod here. And there you go. Gets out of it. Gregory Soto on for Philly. Gives up a walk. Clark gets the steal. Jones can't bring him home. Cawley can't bring him home. Langford is able to bring him home. It's 4-1. Singles. Heim now against Karinchak. Strikes out. No reason to not leave Bruce Starr in for the moment. 2-out double for Rojas. He gets out of it. Leadoff single for Montero. A walk. Pablo brings in a run. It's 5-1. Clark down. Jones against Ibar is out. Cawley into a fielder's choice. Might as well have Gratterall go. Unless you want to save up his energy for the next game. In case you want to use him again. What do you think, chat? Gratterall, does he stay? Run him. All right. 2-out double. Gets out of it. Who's pitching in the 9th? Does Gratterall get the chance to finish the job? Closer, Duvall, Gratterall. Some guy who called up. Duvall, Gratterall. Gratterall wins. 1, 2. 2-out single. That's it. The Rockies take game 1. 5-1. Hunter Brown. The solid outing. 5 2/3 inning pitch, and earned run, only 1 walk to 8 strikeouts. And the Rockies could be 1 win away from a matchup with the Atlanta Braves. Before that, they got to finish the job. It is game number 2 against Philadelphia. It will be Chase Dollander on the mound. Try and finish it off. It's your best bet. And then you probably have to go with Rolison since he actually pitched in the majors this year. In game 3, should it happen. Lineup is ready to go. Manzardo's in. Fernandez is in. Anthony Volpe, dealing with an MCL sprain, is not currently in. That could be a big factor on this series. See what happens. 1, 2, 3 inning to start. How's MLB 24? Very similar to the prior game. Better in ways. If you're on the Xbox side of things, just get it through the Game Pass subscription. Let's see. Not a bad start for Dollander. Solo shot for Kyle Manzardo. Rockies up 1. A walk for Peguero. Gets caught stealing. But Manzardo delivers. I'm on PS5. If you have last year's game, probably not worth upgrading at full price unless you're a big fan of like Diamond Dynasty and want everything updated. Any hitting tips? Mess around with different cameras. Mess around with different cameras. That's the thing that helped me. Sometimes a more zoomed out approach, a more zoomed in, certainly helps. Catcher, indeed. Indeed. One out single there. Dollander gets out of it. Huff with a leadoff single. Tug is out. Pablo with a single. Do you steal second with Pablo Sanchez Dos? I'm seeing sac fly. I'm seeing steal. All right, steal it is. He got it. Max Clark. Can he bring him in? No, he can't. He struck out. Nolan Jones, yet to have a hit through 5 at-bats. This might decide whether or not you guys keep him. He strikes out. Back-to-back strikeouts. The Rockies can't take advantage of it. 2-out walk for Trey Turner. Follow-up single. Duran can't bring anybody home. It's still 1-0. Langford with a single. He'll be stealing. He gets it. Peguero flies out. Fernandez flies out. 2-out single. And there we go. Still 1-0 through 4. 1-2-3 inning for the Phillies. Trey Turner, solo shot, ties this game up at 1. Rojas walks. Duran grounds out, 1-1 through 5. Clark with a leadoff double. Nolan Jones can't bring him home. Manzardo can't bring him home. Langford can't bring him home. If I get the directive to start playing small ball, I'd understand in terms of bunts and sac flies. Let's see. A 1-2-3 inning there. Peguero, leadoff single. We'll go for the steal, right? It's not 1 out, but might be the way to do it. JD called for the steal. There it is. Do you play small ball? Do you go for the bunt and the sac fly, or do you swing away? Small ball or swing away? Small ball wins. There's the bunt. Sam Huff into a double play on the sac fly attempt. It stays a 1-1 game. Are you guys leaving Dollander in? Does Dollander continue until there's a run allowed, or is he done? Keep. One more. All right. Looks like he stays. Fly out. Ground out. 2-out single. Turner can't bring him home. Tug McGroin against James Karinchak. Grounds out. Pablo grounds out. Clark strikes out. What's the call with Dollander for the 8th inning? Done. Pull. Well, it's either Duvall or Hamilton. It's Duvall or Hamilton. Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton. Ian Hamilton is in. 1-2-3 inning. Well done. Nolan Jones against Gregory Soto. It's the top of the 9th. Let's see how this plays out. If the Rockies win, they are off to the NLDS. Phillies win. It'll be a decisive game 3. Nolan Jones has had a rough go of it in the playoffs so far.
Jones in now.
Soto misses on the slider.
Not giving him a pitch to hit there isn't a bad thing.
First ever playoff appearance for either of our two teams. Nolan Jones
Up and in, 2
holds off on another slider.
Phillies bullpen, Orion Kerkering preparing to come on if needed.
I'm gonna name my kid Orion because, yeah. And Amon-Ra, St. Brown.
And that one is
Jones to left. One down.
And there's one down.
Helio Ramos on the catch.
Next to hit for the Rockies.
Here's Manzardo, the only man to bring home a run in this game for the Rockies.
First pitch just misses.
101 on the gun from Soto.
This is empty, one away here in game 2 of the wild card series.
Manzardo base hit into left. And a possible go-ahead run on base here for Colorado.
Always feels amazing getting a job.
Kyle Manzardo continues to show up.
Bigger than your own individual stats. Really good swing right there. You got to pitch.
Takes that sinker to opposite.
Allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit long.
Big moment there for Manzardo. Cameron Cawley is brought in as a pinch runner for him, as Wyatt Langford steps up.
Now it's the DH, Wyatt Langford, 1 for 3.
Well, with pretty good speed over there at first base, I think the pitcher's got to slow everything.
Big moment here in this game.
Just try to break the rhythm and timing.
Big moment. Holy hell! Wyatt Langford! 2-run shot to left! And the Rockies could be moments away from eliminating the Phillies in the wild card round. His first of the playoffs, Wyatt Langford absolutely crushed it. Wow. What a moment there. The crowd in Philadelphia, silence. I can't warm up to volume. You gotta hope the manager does it at this point. I'm sure they will. Or they'll leave in Hamilton, who just came off of a very quick 1-2-3 inning. I think you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Digging in for the Rockies, 1 for 2.
A 2-run lead now. Wyatt Langford silences the crowd here in Philadelphia.
A 4-seamer, and he works in a changeup.
And an amazing opportunity here.
Check swing, no appeal.
Set you guys up for a game, or a series, I should say, against Atlanta. Just re-signed Wyatt Langford to a good deal, too. Liover Peguero's gone at the end of the year. Good chance for him to make himself some money.
One down, base is empty. Just missed.
Good eye. 2-2. I mean, another run here would pretty much do it.
Pitch misses, and it's 3-2.
Soto hasn't been able to hit the zone with that slider at all.
And now the lefty.
Full count to Peguero.
Down the line.
Pops up to left. That'll be 2 down.
And there's 2 away.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving.
No, Matt Vasgersian hasn't done commentary for this game for a couple of years. I miss him. Commentary's good in this game, but I miss Matt Vasgersian.
Colorado, number 61.
Yanquiel Fernandez. First pitch swinging. So it is a 2-run cushion after the Wyatt Langford home run.
It's the Rockies 3 and the Phillies 1.
Big opportunity here.
Now into the game, Lowry's Montero.
Lowry's, not Lehurs. Good to know.
Here's Tyler O'Neill.
Managers electing to leave in Ian Hamilton. Only threw 13 pitches in the 8th inning.
The pitch. Slider.
Hamilton was your best reliever this year. Phillies need a miracle or their season's done.
At the belt and fires. And that one fouled off.
Fouled off. Harper at this stage he's an old man. I think he retired last year. But then again, he didn't make the Hall of Fame. You'd think he'd make the Hall of Fame. The 1-1 from Hamilton.
Fouled off left side.
Bit scary. And Hamilton put him down.
And that one is in.
Nobody can put that slider into the dirt.
Just missed.
A really good take.
Good eye from O'Neill. Full count here.
3-2. Battling here as he
fouled off again. O'Neill going to war. Being Hamilton here. 7th pitch of the at-bat. Another foul. Jesus. Who's going to win this duel?
And the right-hander deals.
Full count still. Got him swinging on the sinker. The Rockies are 2 outs away from the next round. Oh, it is Basallo. He's from the Dominican. I thought it would have been Spanish and would have been Basayo, but fair enough. First pitch from Hamilton.
And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
Slider right down the heart.
You got to be careful, not working with too big a lead. They could get right back in this ball.
I would have swung at that and people would have said to take a pitch. Terrible.
And a foul ball.
Be a quick 0-2 for Mr. Basallo. See what Hamilton can do. Got him on the sinker. Low outside. And the Phillies are down to their last out. Perfect pitch from Ian Hamilton. That brings up Colin Houck. The Houck.
Here's the second baseman, Colin Houck. And that one missing low.
One more out for the Rockies to advance beyond the wild card round.
And the 1-0. That one fouled off.
1-1 count. The Rockies in this reality haven't made it past the wild card round. I mean, in real life, the last time they did was 2018.
Swinging a foul over the screen.
So it has been 11 years since the Rockies have advanced beyond the wild card round. 11 years since they made the playoffs. Down to their last strike. Fouled off again. A 2-run shot from Wyatt Langford in the top of the 9th. Setting up the Rockies for this moment here. Hamilton's 29th pitch. Shoulder check there, 2-2. Hamilton finish him off.
That one misses.
Misses on the slider. Full count. And Hamilton get it done. The pitch. Got him swinging on a horrible slider. The Rockies are off to the divisional round. A horrific pitch to swing at. And the Rockies take the best of 3 in 2 games. They're off to the next round. What a horrific pitch to swing at. Oh my God. Hamilton, 2 innings, 31 pitches, I believe.
as they turn their attention to
2 strikeouts in those 2 innings. He gets the win. But it was the Wyatt Langford home run. That'll be remembered in Colorado. On a freaking hit and run, too. That home run will be remembered for a very, very long time. Shout out to Limbic for the follow. Absolutely crushed. Live by the long ball, die by the long ball. The Rockies are living. 2-0 in the series. Chat's team moving on. Time for an internet-related cliffhanger. I would never cliffhanger anybody. That would be so rude. So rude.